whenever I hear the word flan, I get quite excited because it is one of my top 5 desserts.
Yeah.
So good, Mike.
It's just indulgent, isn't it? It's
Yes.
such a nice treat. It's always a treat of a dessert.
Yeah.
And actually a lot easier to make than you would think.
Well, this specific recipe is on the menu at one of your many London restaurants.
Yes, it's on in Gaucho in London.
Yes.
So it's a firm favourite in Argentina, a
Yes.
flan. And we're doing a Dulce leche flan, which obviously Dulce leche is Argentine gold. I mean, this is the beauty itself.
Yes, so good. And it is like a caramel. And if you can't picture it, think of condensed milk, and that's what it is.
Exactly that, yeah.
And that's been cooked in a pot of water in the can for a really long time.
Like 12 hours at least.
So instead of using sugar, we're going to be using the dulce.
Absolutely, that will give us that beautiful sweetness. So the sugar I am using is for the caramel. So I've done like sugar and water into here.
Yes.
We're just gonna bring that to the boil and then let it reduce down to a beautiful caramel. And that's gonna line the bottom of our flan little molds.
Like creme caramel.
Exactly. So into here, I'm gonna go with the milk and the dulce de leche.
Yep, it's about 500 ml.
Exactly that, 500 ml of milk. And then the dulce de leche.
I had to control myself then because I did want to have a little taste, but I will wait until the final product comes out.
Go on, have a finger
All
lick,
right,
have a
all
finger lick.
It reminds me of those delicious lollies.
Like Werther's Original or something like that.
Exactly, exactly. That's the one I'm thinking of, yeah. So what are you doing here? Are you wanting to
Just
cook
bringing these two together.
Right.
So we're going to bring it to the boil, leave it to simmer.
Yes.
That's it.
Okay.
Like the main cooking process of this happens in the oven.
Okay,
So
fantastic.
it's just about infusing these two together.
So let's talk eggs.
Yeah. So we've got basically more egg yolks to egg white here.
Okay.
The reason for that is you get a richer flan.
That's why when you have a typical dessert like this in a restaurant, oh, how do they do it? And this is the little tricks.
It is, it's those little things, you know, a lot of home cooking, we always try and simplify things as much as possible.
Yes.
So that, you know, you get one egg, you use one egg.
Yeah.
But for this, the quality difference, it's noticeable.
Yeah.
So this is exactly how I make it in my restaurant.
It's pretty much half the egg whites.
Yeah.
And I would just freeze the rest of them for a meringue or a pavlova.
And for me, like, I use the egg whites now, like I'm going through a phase of doing like Japanese pancakes for my kids for breakfast. So I whisk up the egg whites, the extra egg whites for the breakfast pancakes.
So many things to do with it.
So many easy ways to use them up.
Fantastic.
So we're gonna let that reduce down. We're gonna let this come to the boil. We'll whisk this, and then we'll start putting things together.
Too easy.
So you can see it's got a gorgeous dark colour to it now, and we haven't touched it, we haven't played with it, we haven't agitated it. Leave it, let it reduce down, and it will get there by itself.
Yeah, and I really like that deep, dark amber colour. The taste, the bittersweet is what you're after.
Exactly that, bittersweet,
Yes.
perfect.
Our eggs, I've just whisked them. I haven't overly whisked them.
No, you don't need to.
Yeah, because you get too many air bubbles and it could affect the result, as in the look of
Absolutely.
it. Yeah.
So we just pour in now our milk and dulce.
Look at that. Could just drink that.
You really could.
It's kind of like sort of hot chocolate. Why not a caramel? I'm onto something
That
there.
is a good idea.
So we're just combining the eggs, and
That's it.
you can see that I was whisking as you put in that hot mixture so we don't get scrambled eggs.
Exactly that. And then you literally pass it off, and that's that mix done. And then with this, you let this caramel just cool a bit, not too much. And then we're just gonna pour that in just as our base.
Okay. And we're doing little ones today, but you could do a larger one.
You could do a big one if you wanted to.
Yeah.
You could do individual serves like we're doing, completely up to you.
Yeah, very nice. Why do you like to cool that caramel down slightly before you put it in?
So that when you then add your milk and dulce mixture, they don't combine. It will sit perfectly on top. It won't cook your flan too quickly either. You'll get a better final result.
So good. All right, I'm going to pour that through a sieve. It's decadent there.
It is, isn't it? Like, now that you said to drink it, all I want to do is get a glass and go, oh yeah.
So good. And this is like one of my favourite bowls because
It's beautiful.
it's got a little spout on it, so it makes it much easier to transfer this custard straight into our little dishes there. All right, we're going to pour this in, and then we're going to cook them in the oven. How long do we cook them for?
130 degrees in a bain-marie, so we're going to add water to this, and you cook it for about 25-30 minutes. Depends on your oven though. So you just want that little jiggle when it comes out. When you've still got a little jiggle in the centre, take it out, and that's when it will set. Continue cooking, and you should have a really soft, smooth, gorgeous flan.
And once they come to room temperature, in the fridge?
In the fridge.
Okay.
I mean, look at it, they look good, eh?
They sure do.
When they come out the oven, cool them down, let them come to room temperature first, then pop them in your fridge. Like, you want it to be cooled before you pop them in your fridge.
Absolutely.
And then, to be fair, you can eat them straight from your little ramekin if you want.
Yep.
I'm just gonna try and turn it out.
Oh, you got a little torch there.
My little blowtorch.
That's a great little tip. And if you didn't have a blowtorch, you could get some boiling water in a shallow bowl and just dunk it in very quickly to detach. Now.
And then we just get a plate.
Yeah.
And then this is when you pray to the flan gods. I haven't heard that. Oh, there she goes.
That's the sound. So you can see us concentrating then, because we're like waiting for that sound. Oh, isn't she beautiful?
Beauty. Little beauty.
That is stunning. And it is just the simplest thing on the plate. Don't need any cream or anything like that. Just as is. I want to see the texture of this. Oh, yes. It's silky.
Silky smooth. That gorgeous colour of the caramel.
It never gets old, does it?
With the bitter notes on top, you just keep eating. Like, you just want to go back for more and more. Dulce Flan.
High five. Love it. Thanks, Mike.